As part of my professional experience, I split my time between working at Stratford-upon-Avon College and a trip to New York. The reason for this was that I wanted to work on a more self-managed project rather than a placement, as I felt it would be more beneficial in helping me to improve my confidence and self-motivation. I also wanted to use this opportunity to develop my cinematography skills, which is the career path I hope to follow once I graduate. But at the moment I feel I'm not totally confident in using specialised equipment such as Canon 60Ds, and I want to learn more about how the settings affect the image and when to use specific settings such as the shutter speed. At the start of the year, once I found out that we actually did this module, I was excited as I thought it was a great chance to improve my CV. I then immediately thought of anyone I knew in the industry or a related subject. Luckily I knew a family friend who works as a performing arts teacher at Stratford-upon-Avon College. I then contacted him asking if I could produce a short promotional video for the college. By being self-employed, it allowed me to really focus on my camera skills in relation to video mode, which I feel I have definitely improved on as footage I took is crisp and clear. The trip to New York has really helped improve my photography skills, as I spent the majority of my time just taking photos of the city and created a short montage on my journey using still images. I feel as if the experience has helped me mentally to believe that I could achieve my long-term goal of being a self-employed photographer and cameraman. I wanted to use this experience to see if my goals were realistic and achievable. The outset for this experience was to create 2 short videos, one which could be used as a promotional video for the college and another to show my view of New York by creating a short montage of the city through my eyes. I managed to achieve these goals at the start of the experience. However, I don't think the quality of them was as good as I would have liked. For example, the weather in Stratford was cloudy and grey on more than a few days than I would have liked, which gave the feel of dullness and depression. Taking this into account, my plans for the future is to invest in time in post-production, as I know there is software which you can use to help dramatically alter the footage. The problem with this is that I had no previous experience. Using software such as Photoshop is a very useful skill to gain, as the weather patterns are unpredictable, which makes it difficult when trying to shoot outdoors. This was part of the reason to why I decided to use still images, as I was finding it difficult to capture moving images to create sequences over several days, as the weather was sunny one day and the next day rainy, which made it very difficult to plan. I did attempt to alter with the colour grading in post-production on Photoshop, however it did not go very well. I will continue to spend time learning this technique for future projects, as I think it will benefit me greatly. I wanted to use this time to gain as much professional experience as I could, and to work on my weaknesses and to get the feel of what is required to be a professional. From this experience I am going to use the work produced to enhance my portfolio, which will help when I'm looking for work, as I feel I will be able to show clients that I have had some experience as a freelancer, which will hopefully be good enough to secure work. To help me gain even more experience, I recently bought a Canon 650D so that I have my own camera, which has definitely helped to improve my camera skills. Whereas before I did not really understand what all the settings did, and I used to just use auto mode. For example, the exposure and aperture, which had been explained to us during workshops, but a lot of that I did not remember. Now that I have my own equipment, I have spent time messing about with the settings, as I find it's the best way that I learn, as my memory is not great, but by doing something repetitive it begins to sink in. However, I am now more confident in using manual mode, whereas before I never ever used to use it because I was unable to understand it. Overall, the time spent doing the experience went okay. However, there are some issues along the way. For example, I would have liked to help out in the media department within the college. However, due to timing, I was unable to get CBR check, which you need to do when working in a school. The only problem was that they take up to 6 weeks to complete, which I did not think about until I was informed of this. For this reason, Mitchell had to change my brief to making a promotional video from an external view, which did not require me to have a CBR check. Even with this setback, I was happy with the alteration, as I felt it would help me professionally, as I wanted to create something myself rather than being told this is what I need to do by other people. This kind of approach is normally when I lack motivation, and I wanted to get away from this because this has been the case so far. As a self-employed freelancer, I need to sell myself to clients in the future, and being able to generate ideas from an external point of view, which I think will make me stand out from the crowd. New York did not go to plan either, as we were supposed to work with a group, however the idea fell through. At first I was stressed, however I thought by not having something specific to do could be useful. So I decided to visit places that I've always wanted to see in New York and to take stills to help improve my photography portfolio, which would look great with images of New York. Looking back over the course of the 8 days in New York, I've felt an improvement in the photos I've took. As the more I took, I became more confident. Looking back, I can see the difference and I'm happy with my progress I've made. This has also inspired me to take more photos when I get home, and so far I've been doing this and I'm pleased with my progress. Overall, the time spent has helped me to become more confident with my camera skills, and I have a better understanding how they work. I've also started believing in my work that I produce, whereas before I was almost too scared to share my work as I thought people might not like it.